Lamb, pepper, and potatoes ragu. That's one of those dishes that it's a one-pot dish. You get all the flavors in there, and after 2 hours, you got a complete meal. A nice succulent. So let's begin. What you need for a nice ragu and a long cooking time is always a good pot. Thick, so the heat spreads evenly, and then there's enough space there for the meat to brown and everything to perk away, because we're going to be adding the potatoes, the peppers, everything in there. So let's put some oil in the pot, because we're going to brown the meat first. Let's season the meat. Now, I'm looking at the meat as I'm seasoning, see a little bit of marbling. The best cuts of meat for this kind of preparation for a ragu is muscles kind of meat, those kind of secondary cuts that have some tendons in between that will kind of really cook up nice and moist once it is finished. So a little bit more salt. Let's toss that. Okay. And we'll put this in, spread it around the base so it browns nicely. While that is browning, let's do a pistata. Pistata is to pestare, a little pancetta or bacon. That will add complexity and flavors, you know, because if you have a ragu, you're braising it for such a long time, you need to give it the flavorings. Keep in mind, we'll add potatoes to it, so all of that will need flavoring. We'll make the pistata in this little processor right here. Some garlic. Okay. You want it nice and chopped really nice and thin, because I want it to melt into the sauce. I love it when you guys come and onto my social media and you ask Lydia, you ask questions. I love sharing with you the answers. And this is Chad Sleepier from Atlanta, Georgia. How do you keep your sauce from becoming water? Chad, that's a good question. And the answer is in the choice of your tomatoes. That's the most important. You need to choose good plum tomatoes or San Marzano. I love San Marzano tomatoes. And then you need to pass it through a food sieve, or you chop it with your hands like this. So you see how nice and dense this is, just like that. And if you cook it slowly, it will render and give you a nice thick sauce. A little bit at a time, let it perk away, and that will give you a nice thick sauce. Thank you for asking. So here we are. The meat is just lightly browned, and you don't need to cook it now, but you want to kind of take away that meaty, raw meaty flavor. To this, we'll add the pistata. And we'll render this. I want the pancetta to release its fats, the garlic to just get cooked a bit. And you have to stay by the pot, because the pot is wide, it is hot, still from the meat, and the pistata is not a big amount, so you want it to kind of take care of it and just caramelize it enough. So I think this is fine. I'll put the meat right in. And you can see that the meat now will take in that flavor of the pancetta and of the garlic. The flavoring elements is some paprika and some oregano, dry oregano. You know, when you buy oregano, I like fresh herbs, but oregano, I like dried like this. And buy the ones that are just tied like this in a little bouquet. Just let's squash it a little bit. Okay, let's take away the sticks, and we are ready. We'll deglaze this now. It's beginning to kind of a little bit stick to the meat, to the bottom, with some white wine. Good white wine. When you cook, you need a decent wine. You know, none of that cooking stuff, cooking wine stuff. And when you're adding wine, you want to add just the wine on kind of a dry surface like this, because you want the alcohol to dissipate and the meat will take in some of the acidity. We will scrape off all the bits and pieces from the bottom. And here I can begin to put the flavors in, the oregano, some peperoncino, and just a little bit of salt, because I'm going to put the tomatoes in there and I didn't salt the tomatoes. The paprika can also go in now. And I like the sweet paprika. You can get it spicy. I don't like the smoked paprika, but by all means, if you like a smoky element to your ragu, make your rendition. I think that most of the alcohol has dissipated. Let's put in the tomatoes, the crushed tomatoes, some marzano. Okay, like that. And, you know, I always like to do my collecting of sloshing and collecting everything. Let's put that in. Let me add just a little bit of the hot water here. Bring it to boil, and then let it slowly simmer, covered, so it cooks away. Halfway through, we'll add the potatoes and the peppers, and then it will all finish cooking into a great ragu. And it'll take about an hour and a half to do that. And let's check. Yes, yes. It's singing the pot here. The meat is halfway done. So all we do is add the potatoes and the peppers. I'm checking here, so I need to put a little bit of salt for the potatoes and the peppers. Maybe just a little bit of water so they have enough to cook in, but I think this looks good. Let's put the lid back on, and for another 20 minutes, half an hour, the potatoes and the peppers should be cooked, and the meat should be perfect.
Masterclass Ragu Basics.
Start with a well-marbled cut of meat. Use a large Dutch oven. It's important to brown the meat. Season as you go. Add liquid at the beginning of the cooking, then reduce if needed at the end. Relax and enjoy the process, and don't rush any of the steps. So let's see if it's finished. Yes, 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 yes. Everything tells me yes, it is cooked. The peppers are nice. The meat is falling apart just the way I like it. So nice and hot. Get yourself a warm plate and let's plate it. So the potatoes. You see, this is a complete meal. Collect everything out of here, but I do want to put a little bit for myself, a little piece of meat and a pepper. I need a pepper. I will take this one. Okay, and a little bit of sauce for me here. And you know, if you have little pieces left of the meat, I'll get the vegetables all out, and this makes a great dressing for pasta for tomorrow. So you get 2 even more meals out of this pot here. Okay, I think This looks good. I don't know, just a little bit of color maybe. And now it's time for me to taste. A little pepper. See, the meat is just with the fork. I don't even need the knife. A little sauce. Really good, mellow, complex flavors. You can taste the peppers are really refreshing. The paprika in there, a little bit of oregano, and a little rinfosco with it. Rinfosco, that's red varietal from Friuli. Quite puckery and lots of fruit and nice acidity. Goes good with this. Buonissimo. Let's take it to the table.